What's going on, everybody? Darkstar Lou here, bringing you another Code Vein build video, and this one took a little bit, as my initial plan for Yuna was to basically emulate her playstyle and her character from the Final Fantasy X game. It was supposed to be a healer slash support, but upon finishing the build and testing it on quite a few attempts, whether being the guest in someone's world or hosting, bringing people to my own, it didn't seem to pan out. And while I was in the process of working my way towards the final destination of said, ill-fated build, I needed a way to combat and to fight bosses. And then I thought, hey, there was a second Final Fantasy X game, wasn't there? Now, seeing as there's no two-handed pistols in Code Vein, the closest thing we have resembling a gun are the bayonets. Now, this is quite a different playstyle than I was used to. My two other characters that I made was the two-hand sword-wielding, warrior type, and then I have like a dark mage, using a lot of the dark magic types. But I went for the bad ending with him, so I have to play through again in order to get the good ending, so I can get 5 of the other blood codes that I don't have access to, and the queen one has a bunch of dark magics that I really would like to test out. I got it with this character because I had her go for the good ending. But putting that aside, the gunner build really isn't all that hard to achieve, and once you get 2 key skills and you acquire Mia, you should be pretty good, as far as dealing damage to enemies, putting them down with relative ease, and going in really with as little melee combat as possible, because these guns, the bayonets suck as far as melee. It's okay, but you also whiff a lot. These things miss more than you think they probably should. Alright, enough with the idle chit-chat. Just one more quick disclaimer before we start. I do apologize in advance for any obnoxious child / yelling woman noise in the background. It can't be helped. It's Sunday, so everything's home, and I do have work tomorrow, so I just really want to get this build put out there, before the weekend's over. So as far as the weapons go, the first one you'll have access to is Mia's Brodiea. And what you'll want to do with this is you'll have to acquire 50 trading points with her and trade for her weapon. I put Devour on there because as you'll need Ichor to do your shots. And I said melee is terrible, but I mean, it's a quick way, when a boss goes down or something, you can just kind of lock on, switch to Brodiea quick, and just go try to get some Ichor back. I mentioned earlier that the damage is based off mind and willpower. It's not the melee damage, it's the shot damage, which is what you'll be doing predominantly with this build. That scales off mind and willpower. So basically, don't put any kind of elemental buffs on your bars. You don't need them. The second weapon, this is the one that's going to deal your damage. This is the heavy hitter. This is Libertador. This one you get from Eva. Once you clear the successor of the throat area, you'll have access to, doing the same thing you did with Mia. You just got to get 50 points with Eva and trade for her weapon. What is this one? I forget what this is called. The Ivory Grace. Again, I apologize for that obnoxious child. The Ivory Grace, I decided to put Devour on it. I'm not actually sure if that does anything, but I mean, I figured it couldn't hurt. As far as the blood code, I'm using Harmonia. As Harmonia, I seem to get an S+ with my passives and a B+ for mind, S+ in willpower. The bullets, from what I understand, scale a little bit better off of willpower, which is why I make sure to have that one higher than mind, but they both do contribute to the damage. I also have Swift Destruction in here, which you get from Rin's Hephaestus tree, her blood code. Bayonet Mastery, Dexterity, Willpower up. These you get both from Mia's blood code, and the reason for Dexterity Willpower is it actually gives you the a little bit of a willpower bump. Also, without it, you can't use Brodiea. Or I mean, you can, but you'll be you'll be doing some sad damage. Also, mind will power up, which you get from Eva. This will allow you to, again, get a little bit more mind and willpower, so it's bumping, you know, both stats for the gun. And also, this is necessary because without it, you can't use Bridge to Glory, which is, you know, definitely a no-no. You definitely want Bridge to Glory. The two key skills you'll need to start using this build as early as possible, you'll need to use to get Overdrive, which you get from the Assassin blood code, and Ranged Impact, which you get from the Hunter blood code. Once you have those two, you should be able to do some pretty decent damage with the bayonets. But like I said, once you get Mia and you get the Brody you'll be able to do some really, really good damage. The other skills we have here, I keep the Fusillade Rondo on there. It's actually pretty decent. I don't use it all that often, but it does some pretty good damage once fully buffed. So putting that on there is just another option you have when, you know, the boss is down and you want to just put some damage on there. Bridge to Glory, you get this from Eos. That's pretty much mandatory. This, by the way, is from Mia's skill tree. Time Crunch will reduce the time that it takes to do charged actions, which is what you'll want to be doing with the gun. You'll be, you know, wanting to, you know, use charge shots so you can put them out a bit faster. This one comes from the Skothic blood code. Cognitive Zeal adds more willpower and mind to you. This one is a bit different. This one you actually get from getting 10 Medals of Honor. Right over here. So basically help people or recruit people to help you, and once you get 10 you'll be able to get Cognitive Zeal. I keep Blood Sacrifice handy just in case, because you'll, you know, in order to get all the buffs up and be able to put some shots out, you're going to need some Ichor back, as it'll take practically all your Ichor. And Restorative Offering, I keep that there just to raise my companion. However, if I did have the pre-order bonuses, I would probably use the gift extension, I believe it's called, the one that looks like a finger with the thumb and index up, or whatever it is that increases the duration of your buffs. I would like to have that, but I don't have it, so this is what I got to work with. And alright, we'll see. We'll give you the damage numbers, and we'll show you what we can do with both the Brody and the Libertador, even though, like I said, this one is going to be the one that hits heaviest. But we'll put them both to the test. Now again, the Fusillade Rondo is probably not what you want to use predominantly on bosses. You just want to shoot them with the charged shots. But let's just give you an idea of the damage numbers for the Brody. Take about 4 shots with it. Alright, so a charge shot will do about 4253. 4 shots worth, give you about 17,000 damage. Now let's take a look at the Libertador. Now the Fusillade Rondo would have done only about 8,000 plus damage, so obviously doing the charge shots is far, far better. Fusillade Rondo, I think, is just there for a bit of a showy type of tactic. Usually use it during trash, don't really try it for bosses. Alright, this one doing 63.95 a shot, so the same 4 shots will give you 25,581 damage. Some pretty good damage right there. So what we'll do now is I'll go, hopefully not embarrass myself, and show you a fight against probably the most highly aggressive boss in the game. You know, we'll head into the depths, and I will see you there. Now again, this is probably one of the worst fights I had against this guy, but we're just gonna show you how it is. As long as you don't get hit, you have the overdrive on, which is something I really have to work on. But as you can see, his health has taken a pretty significant beating. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this in the beginning, but I'm level 120. That's the level I've decided to stay at, as far as just giving you a nice, simple level to work with, rather than being OP. Oof. I almost had a flawless fight there. Which, by the way, has never happened on this guy. You see, he does about 2,700 unbuffed, which is not terrible. I mean, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's not terrible. So as you can see, probably not the prettiest fight, but right in the beginning, his health was going down at a nice rate. The shots were doing, you know, at fully buffed, they were doing pretty well. So, I hope you guys like this video. Go ahead and use it and have fun with it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more. Until next time, take care.